I'm Tyler, your Remchuck, here to tell you I'm fucking disgusting, bro. And I generally stink like piss because I don't wash my hands. I piss on them. I piss on them. I piss on them.
Oilers Nation real life.
Full of piss. New pod, taking the piss. I piss on them.
I actually piss all over myself. The hands aren't even the problem.
Wow. Piss on them. Piss on them.
Oh, somebody drinking their own urine is totally plausible.
You can find a way to mix in a pee jar.
Full of piss on them.
Sometimes I don't even take it out. I just go.
I don't wash my hands. I piss on them. Piss on them.
Muted everything. There we go. Wow. Now I have it sorted. This is, I mean, for the listeners, this is take one. For us in the studio, it's take 3.
You're rusty as a producer, eh?
Oh, yeah. I've totally lost my way. Also, it doesn't help that I just come in here because we do ONR in real life in here. I guess I am in here every day. I always come in here and like random shit's like gone. And I don't really understand it, but it's all fixed now. So we're good. And you should be able to hear everybody.
You know, in construction, on a daily basis, every project is different. Every project has its own certain intricacies. And what I think about the nation as a whole is that you kind of do the same thing every week. Yet I come in here today and it's an absolute dumpster fire. What is going on around here?
So I think I figured out the issue, and it would be why people maybe didn't hear me very well in the last pod. We had a bum XLR cord.
That'll happen. I've heard those XLR cords.
How do they bum out?
Terrible.
It's just a cord.
I'm aware of that.
We buy them in Belarus.
There's nothing functioning
in giant
to them.
Boxes of 1,000.
I don't mean to go here, but they do not make things like they used to. As I've noted in the past,
Keeping it 100?
Yeah.
Not yet.
I'm livid.
Not yet. I'm on fire right now because for those keeping score,
which I am,
in the past month and a half, I have had to fix my wall oven. I've had to replace a furnace. I've had to replace my garage door. And last night, my big 5-year-old TV went. Just gone. Just not making any sense.
We call that the pride of homeownership.
It's all cloudy. Nothing's working. I look online. What do? Factory reset. I do that. I expect to get the setup wizard again, but instead I just get my TV now in a foreign language. Mm-hmm. The whole thing's a mess.
Have you tried learning that foreign language?
I don't even know what language it is.
Do you even want to watch TV?
It's a whole bunch of upside down U's with like lines going everywhere. And
the TV's just ends. Upside down, Charles.
Oh, I
Could
wish.
be Thai.
Upside down U's as in ends. What an idiot. Okay. My bad. I've made a stupid mistake there. But you know what I mean? Like, It looks like some language. Good thing I knew how to navigate to the language so I could at least get the menu back. Yeah. This thing is just not happening. So I talked to LG. They're like, call these 2 numbers. They're the people that fix LG TVs in Edmonton. I call both numbers. The one guy says we don't do TVs anymore. The other guy, I don't even get because I get a UC3. This number is no longer in service. What am I to do?
I think we need to investigate this. There might be like a bigger conspiracy going on. Why are all the TV repair guys going away? What is LG up to?
So here's... And honestly, if you're listening to this and you can shed any light on it, please talk to me. But my son, in the past 2 months, both of my kids and their friends have become very into Fortnite. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you download Fortnite. There's constantly things happening. You know, there's this Eminem concert
in Fortnite.
What is the chances that my TV got a virus?
No.
It is a smart TV,
but it doesn't have any storage. Like there's no memory on a TV. There's no hard drive on a TV. Everything's streaming.
Yeah.
But even the things that I need to do to fix it that people say online will fix it are either not available.
But you factory reset it.
I factory reset it, which means it should go right back to the setup wizard, which is like when you first plug in a TV, it says, what country are you in? Canada. Canada's not even an option.
Upside down U-land.
Yeah, exactly.
Canada's not even an option. English, not being the King's English, is not even an option. It says programmes, like it's real English, UK English. It's not even, there's no Canadian. It doesn't see time zones. It's not like it's connected to the internet though.
So you can't understand English?
Well, I can. No. I can. English. But it's just, isn't that confusing as to why my location isn't even available?
Oh, someone's stealing all your credit card info through your TV.
If you don't think I didn't plug, dude, I was up till 2 a.m. last night. I started looking at this TV at around 10:30 p.m. I was up till 2 a.m. and I was unplugging everything. I was like changing passwords, disconnecting stuff because it's acting like somebody hacked it.
It can't. Well, you could hack a TV, but you couldn't put a virus on it.
I'm just really like
Now,
nervous. about it right
in
now.
Silicon Valley,
Yeah. The show or the place?
the show,
Yeah.
and I think it's everything they talk about is pretty real. And they needed storage space, and they stored everything onto the smart fridges.
Smart fridges, yeah.
Now they have a hard drive. Is it because
Like a smart fridge is like theoretically going to like look into contents, tell you what you need, have a saved list of groceries.
Yeah,
send it to the
yeah, so it
grocery
needs
store.
that. Yeah, okay, so it needs that
back and
process.
forth,
Yeah,
Whereas your TV only has streaming service.
yeah, okay, understood.
And then when you save shit, you're saving it onto your cable box.
And I couldn't even figure out if my TV had a camera because a lot of things were like, if they hack it, they're like getting access to your camera. Well, I couldn't tell if
How
the TV,
deep did you get into this?
buddy.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
The only reason I went to bed, and I hope my wife doesn't listen to this, is because it was 2:05. I was fired up. She gets up at 2:30, and I couldn't fathom. She gets up to go to work at 2:30. I could not fathom her waking up and me still being downstairs. So I just called it.
Why?
Because that's just weird. I don't know, being like, are you still awake? I'm going to work. And to be like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
I was gonna say, do you not wake her up when you crawl into bed? But 2 duvets, why? How could you?
do you know how dead asleep you are at around the like 11th hour of your sleep? Like,
11th
She's been
hour.
asleep since
like, you know,
4 in the afternoon.
No, that's like the figure of speech, you know, like the 11th hour, like coming to the very end of something, right?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, so at the tail end of your sleep, like that's when you're, I think, in your deepest.
Okay.
So yeah, I crawled into bed. She didn't even notice, but I just was like laying in bed thinking about it.
They're watching you. Yeah.
But I have a smart TV or not smart fridge like that. And it definitely has a camera on the front. So you could hack into that and like watch everything that's happening in my kitchen.
Well, like your kid turning on the gas and then just sitting there.
My house is a nightmare right now, man. It is a freaking nightmare.
I sometimes check like my junk folder just because like sometimes like
get
actually
shit.
important shit ends up in there. And there was just one being like, I'm trying to think what the subject line was, but to the point of it, it's like, we have taken over your camera on your computer and we have videos of you. And if you don't respond, we're going to post them publicly.
Cool.
And I was like,
wrench in hand.
then, no. And then, so there was like 3 emails to that saying, because they gave me a deadline. And I'm like, I'm just going to see this out. So I'm like, I would love
You
to see
responded?
No, I'm just going to play. No. Because
Oh,
if I respond, that probably unlocks like an
It's only
invitation.
the response that starts you through the process.
Exactly. So I just kept seeing like how far they're willing to go, and then they just stopped emailing me. But like they're like, no, we've got the video. Like, click here to view it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
You click that, and you're all of a sudden, then you're going to give them access to your
oh, 100%. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep saying this because I want to be like, yeah, it's published. Here's the website, which also probably shouldn't click. But yeah.
So
there might be a video of me out there doing fucking, I don't know,
have
staring at my
you ever
computer
seen the guys on
blindly.
Instagram who like reverse hack the scammers and tell them exactly where they are and that they can as the scammers are talking to them, trying to scam them, they like get access to their computers by answering the questions that the people have, but asking their own.
Yeah.
And then getting a little bit of information. And then like they hack into their computers. They could get access to their cameras and their names. And it blows these hackers' mind, like these scam artists' minds.
Yeah. They're not that sophisticated.
They're great videos. Have you seen them?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh man, they are good. Get a little
What's
taste of your
scary
own
about
medicine.
hacking that always freaked me out is that I was talking to this one guy one time, and like hackers don't self-identify as hackers. That's like something else somebody else calls them. They consider themselves programmers. But the guy goes, yeah, most people who are doing bad shit on the internet don't ever store anything on their own computer. Like, what do you mean? He's like, they'll just store it locally on someone else's computer that doesn't even realize or know them. So imagine you're like a hacker. The first thing you do when you want to go do hacker shit is like log into your neighbor's computer where you've stored all your shit on their computer.
So if all of a sudden your computer is just full of storage for no reason.
That's the thing. And that's why they may be like, so this is how deep in the weeds I got. There was a part of me that realized how untech savvy I was, because I used to know how to get onto my, like, to log in to my router and my modem or whatever it is, to like see how many users were on there, who was accessing it, who could access it. I have no idea how to do that anymore. Like,
I didn't even know you could.
What devices?
The reality is, it's probably easier than it used to be. Like when you used to do it.
Probably is. It's probably just like an app that you download, and it's like, here's
file, drop down.
your modem, and this is the users. But anyways, I'm floored, and so like, I don't know, Geek Squad. I don't know who to call. I really literally don't know who to call.
TVs are like $400.
Even
to get someone out to your house to do a repair is $400.
TVs are cheap now.
Yeah, they're super cheap.
Unless you want to like really splurge.
Out with a brain and arms and legs and a car to fix something.
So like
I haven't looked into it. When I bought that one, it wasn't that cheap. It was 5 years ago.
It's cheaper now.
How big is it?
80
inches. Oh yeah, it'll be
not $400.
No, it'll be more than that.
Yeah, it'll be.
I think it's called an 80/60. No, it's a 75 diagonal.
Yeah.
So 75.
That's a big TV.
Yeah. How do your
eyes even track everything on there? How far back do you sit?
Pretty far back.
Yeah, you'd have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But it was like the one where the gaming, so like it would keep up, it would like refresh fast. So like gaming was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm at like a loss, and it's coming up to Christmas. We're going to have a bunch of family over. There's probably going to be some new things that we get that we want to play.
Maybe you should ask for a TV for Christmas.
Maybe you should ask Santa for a TV.
I want to ask Santa for a new life, because everything's falling apart, man. Except for two things. Number one, Oilers 5-game winning streak. I missed a game last night because number two,
you're fixing your TV.
Yeah,
nope,
TV.
I was not. I was out there coaching the U11 H80P White Mud team to a big victory. We got a pretty good record going here in the last 5, and we're just clicking on all cylinders. So I missed the game. How was it?
I was still standing in line for a beer when Ryan McLeod scored. And then I sat down, and before I had taken a sip of my beer, it was 2-0. By the time I had finished my first sip, it felt like it was 3-0. And I went, well, they're going to win tonight. This was uneventful.
I wish I bet the puck line.
It was fun. It was good because when we finished our game, we got in the dressing room and somebody was like, it's 4-0 right now. And I was like, good. Because I can remember how low we were when we were playing Carolina, and it was immediately 4-0.
We just Carolina
like,
them.
Oh man, like it gets worse. Like I already felt like we were at the lowest of our lows at that moment.
Yeah.
And that was like embarrassing, right? And so to do it back to them, that felt really good.
Yeah, it sends a statement to.
Are we even
us?
for Game 7 in 06 after last night?
No, we're not. But we are even on goal differential.
I was just about to say, remember when
they finally got there?
They lost 8-1, and I said on this podcast the next day and was like, how long do you think it'll be until they're back at even? And you were all like, the 15th of October, like next Thursday. And I was like, I think the Heritage Classic. And you guys were like, idiot.
Well, that was still a month ago, over a month and a half ago.
I was also hilariously
we were
wrong.
also dumb.
Yeah.
I had another
not as dumb as us.
I also said
dumb.
that last night they're going to come out and start slow, so Skinner better play well.
And I said the opposite because I was trying to manifest it because I believed they would start slow. Yep. But that Ekholm goal was fucking cool because that was a set play.
Yep.
That was a set play off the draw. They know Connor, if Connor gets a puck over there, Ekholm knows to beeline it, uncontested, boom, puck in the back of the net. I loved it. Like we don't do like all of a sudden now, like this might be a knob-block thing, a pull coffee thing, but like we never really did set plays that often or they weren't that noticeable.
Yeah.
We've pulled off a couple now.
My favorite goal last night was Zach Hyman's first one when he like threw it through his legs and spun and then just drove the net and cut in front. And it was just like Carolina couldn't stop him.
That's a dog goal. Like
I think Slavin was on the ice and they couldn't do anything. He just drove in and scored.
So was the on the McLeod goal, was that going to be icing contested and he did that stick flip?
I think so.
Because Slavin was like, what the fuck? Like what happened? But because I didn't see, because they normally wait till the hash marks to make the decision if they're going to blow it or not. So Fogle was that close,
or was it just never icing?
Yeah, that's what I don't know if it was, but like Slavin was complaining to the refs, but I'm like, was it icing? Like that happened so fast. But even McLeod's reaction, I was like, did we score? And then all of a sudden, like the crowd's cheering, and then he started cheering. It was kind of weird. But
were you at the game last night?
No.
Were you at the game last night?
No, but I watched it.
They're doing, and I don't think I'm hearing things. They're doing a new thing when the Oilers score where they like pop off fireworks sounding things. So like the first goal goes, or the second goal goes in last night. It was the first goal I was at my seat for. And all of a sudden you hear like, bah, 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 bah. And I was like, holy shit, what is going on?
We want to give everyone flashbacks.
Yeah, it was incredibly frightening. And I was like, wait, no, they were just like making that noise. It was weird. I don't understand why they're doing that.
I'm
There you
going
go.
on Sunday. I'll see what I think.
Me too. You want to come here, watch Red Zone before?
Oh, that's an idea. I love some Red Zone.
I have a buddy who we were in Seattle for his birthday. So I was like, hey man, I owe you one. When I get back, we'll pick a day and like, I'll take you to the Oilers game. And we're both big football fans, obviously. So that's going to be our day. I'm going to bring him here. We're going to sit and drink beers on the chairs out there.
So you picked a 2 p.m. Sunday game?
Because we're going to sit and watch Red Zone, get a couple in us, and then Uber up to
You know
the
what's
game.
tough? You know what's tough about that? You're gonna miss witching hour. You're gonna be in the Uber because
Yeah,
witching
that's
hour
fair.
is between 1:30 and 2:30.
Yeah, I'll miss switching hour, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Still get a lot of that early
You're gonna get a
excitement
lot of
in.
that early stuff.
Yeah.
You see how your fantasy teams are. Because this is the last week before playoffs.
Yep.
This is a big week for people in the
What's
5,
playoffs?
6, 7. You'd have no idea. But yeah, that's a great. I can't wait to go to the game on Sunday and see something. So who do you think's changing that? Nobby comes in and just changes everything, eh? New goal song.
I think that's
same goal song.
I think that's in
goal
the
song. Sorry,
in-game
new
team.
goal pop-offs, desk pops.
The goal pops.
Desk pop. You never done a desk pop? You're
I'm like, I don't know. I felt like I was hearing things. I was
Could
like,
be.
what is going on right now?
Were you in Nom? Maybe you're having flashbacks.
I might have been. I don't know,
life.
man. It was weird.
So Connor's back.
Oh,
He's healthy.
Yeah, he good.
He looks better.
He good.
And-
Skinner, good. He good.
Where was Leon at last night?
Leon had an off night, but that's okay.
Oh, as soon as they went up 3-0, I turned to my dad. I was like, Leon's not taking a hard stride the rest of this hockey game. It was
Accusing
so
him of being
obvious. He was
lazy?
out there just floating around aimlessly.
I also barely noticed Connor Brown.
Hit a post.
I saw that. That's when I noticed him.
So a couple things that I didn't have time to look into, but I would like to know. Hyman, where is he in goals this year?
Got
in the league?
40 on the year already.
He's at 15
And
already.
He's at
Matthias
15,
Janmark
but
is
where
tied
is he
for
like
fifth in assists.
in the
League
in the
scoring.
league
He
leaders?
never had a hat trick in Toronto, Chalmers. He's had 2 in the last 10 days.
I know.
I think he's had 5 as an Oiler.
He's tied for 6th. He's tied with Sidney Crosby and Kyle Connor.
It's pretty good.
One back of
How
Panarin
many
and
goals?
Matthews.
What's he at?
How many back of Connor Brown?
15.
Just kidding. He's not scoring.
He almost that crossbar.
That was heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking. I wanted it to go. So
I'm noticing him. I disagree with you. I'm noticing him getting in the mix a little bit. Not as much as I'd hope I'd notice him. And maybe it's just because I'm looking for it. But
Yeah.
Did you watch Intermission, Jay? When they interviewed Warren Fogle?
No.
Oh, never mind.
I fast forwarded through it because I
Why? What do you
had
like
to
about
catch
it?
up.
Every time I hear Warren Fogle talk, I always go, oh yeah, that's his voice. It's not what I think. He doesn't sound like I think. He's got a squeaky voice.
does he?
A little bit.
I
that
like him.
breakaway goal was sick.
A little bit.
He gets a lot of breakaways.
Squeaky voice.
No. Let's talk. How is it sick?
Cuts to the inside, burns the guy by like 4 steps, and then somehow the puck went in.
Yeah.
But his move at the other line.
Yes. Everything.
To get the breakaway.
He looked like McDavid creating that
Yes,
breakaway. and
but
then
not.
looked,
He looked like a bowling ball.
and then he looked like Warren Fogle
Like
finishing
he
it off.
just like brute force put that puck
Yes.
in because like his move did not beat the goalie. Like I don't know what that is. Like,
But
that-
when he did that cut to the inside, and
Oh,
then just like afterburners,
he's got wheels and like he's got moves. Like he can stick handle in a phone booth. But him on a breakaway is comical. I'm so happy it went in, but like it wasn't like holy shit. Did you see that move? It's just like he just fucking ran the goalie and the puck's winning.
Did you throw your hat, your M-check?
no, God no.
I see.
A couple hit me, so I threw those ones on the
That's
ice.
hack. That
Except for the one I liked,
counts.
kept that one.
Yeah, smart,
No, I'm
smart,
kidding.
smart.
No, I keep my hat on.
If you get hit with a
never-
hat you like more than the one you have, you can swap them. That's how a hat trick works.
See, I wear hats at all times due to the balding effect that I have, due to the genes that I have in my body.
Yeah, the cards you were dealt. It's all good.
And I've never been at a hat trick game.
No, ever.
Like in the past, in the time I can remember, I have never had the decision as to whether or not I have to throw.
I
I,
will-
I have literally.
Would you
never.
know what? I would like, and it's impossible to go back and fact check that, but I guarantee you probably have.
I have not.
How many Connor McDavid? You've never seen Connor McDavid score a hat trick.
Chalmers
so.
barely sits in his seats.
Yeah, because he's in the Century.
He's
Coventry
probably
Homes
missed
lounge.
like 20 hat tricks.
I don't think so, man. I
You're
don't
drinking
know.
at the downstairs lounge, being rich.
Do people give you shit? That's what I was. That's
People
what I'd
in
be
the
worried
crowd in the moment weren't giving me shit. Tyler Mulick DM'd me and was like, "You didn't throw your hat."
About. How does he know?
He was there.
Is it the Tyler meeting with you and Tyler?
Yeah, we have a Tyler little roundup.
Hey, watch
after
the
we-
game, Tyler. Other Tyler.
Yeah.
Go watch this Tyler.
And people were giving me shit online. They're like, "Did you throw your hat? Don't see your hat on the ice." And I was like, "Fuck off."
Don't see your hat on the ice.
blue.
Who could see any hat on the ice?
It's a blue one,
Because
right?
they know I didn't.
There.
You bring another hat out from your pants that you've.
I like that they made a comment about how there was more than like it seemed like there was more hats on the ice this time, and then they referenced the teddy bear toss.
Oh.
Just like the bad just happened. I just love that thing. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a hat trick game. Ever had to throw my hat? I don't think I would.
Well, I know you wouldn't, but
Yeah,
I
you
just
know I wouldn't.
highly doubt that you haven't been to a
Don't
hat trick
remember
game.
that decision. That would be a highly stressed decision of mine.
Evander Kane scored like 8 hat tricks in the last 2 years. You had to have been at one
Man, I
of those
don't
games.
go to that many games.
You do too.
Not that many.
Coventry Homes Lounge.
That's where he loves it.
Yeah.
He always tells me to meet him in the Coventry Homes lounge. I'm like, I don't know. I can't
get in there.
I can't get in there. He's like, I'm
wearing-
here. He's
I'm
got
wearing a
9
hat.
Ryan
I do
Coke.
like the lounges.
I got 9 raincoats.
Yeah.
I do like the lounges.
I would like to speak about something today very near to my heart, and that is the accounting practices of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Have you heard the news?
Oh, of that guy who just
Stole $22 million
I'm
from
sorry?
the team over 4 years.
What position was this guy
He worked in the front office.
doing?
Stealing.
his business
doing
has
stealing.
$22 million.
That is just
How do you not realize?
one.
You have an extra running back you don't notice.
You have to be smart enough to be like, ooh, I can get away with this. But then stupid enough to not just like take a mill and be like,
One and done.
one and done.
So, okay, if I
22
my
mil.
very, very first reaction to this is it probably was easier to do with that team due to the fact that there's meddling owners like Tepper in Carolina that are a part of everything. And then there's owners like Shad Khan who have other business interests, other sports teams. His son, who is taking over for him, has ECW wrestling. Like they've got a lot of stuff going on. So they're probably not as involved.
Yeah, but
Making
he,
it-
he would
make-
have a
You
CFO that
would
works for
definitely.
them.
I would be
Maybe they were
firing
in
the
on it.
CFO.
Yeah.
Maybe they were in on it.
Like, I'd be mad at a crook, but a crook's a crook.
Yeah.
Why the fuck aren't we paying attention for that long?
so how did he do it again? He was like he was using a company credit card for something.
He just said he did, like what I read wasn't getting into specifics. It just said that he stole $22 million and bought like watches and a car and a condo and
That's-
crypto and bet on sports. You got to.
He steals
Easy
22
go.
million. He goes $500K Jags money line.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Damn it, they fucked me. No, they didn't. You stole that money from them. Oh, yeah.
Hasn't he ever watched a damn movie where bank robbers rob a bank and they say there's like 3 to 4 things you don't do?
What don't you do?
buy a flashy car.
Okay,
Don't buy a flashy watch.
sure.
Don't bet on sports.
Never.
I don't know.
Buy crypto if you want to hide it. I
don't buy
bet you he was
crypto.
probably doing things to like get that money back so he could like give it back and then keep what he
Bought Jag
Stole?
season tickets.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from ESPN. Shout out to Michael DeRocco who wrote this.
Duracco.
Stole $22 million from the franchise over a 4-year period by manipulating its virtual credit card program.
Yup.
He used his position as the sole overseer of the franchise's virtual credit card program to fund the lavish personal purchases.
He was guaranteed charging people that walked out of that store that walked in, flash a credit card. He was like, okay, that dude took 2 jerseys and then had a customer service team of 1.
Virtual. Did it in the
Oh, I
metaverse.
missed that. Yeah, see, I
He
didn't
bought
hear- I
a
didn't
Tesla
understand.
Model 3 sedan.
no, that's
Gangster.
practical.
He got him.
He was chartering private jets. He's like a glorified accountant,
Yeah.
and his friends are like, "How are you affording this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you should. The virtual credit card program's hitting." Sold 39 million Trevor Lawrence jerseys with it.
If you were to talk to me like I was an 8-year-old child, what is a virtual credit card program, in your opinion?
Oh, okay. I'm starting to learn a little more of this as I go.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That makes no sense.
It's a payment method that functions like a traditional credit card account, but without a physical credit card. Certain employees are allowed to use the VCC for business-related purchases and expenses.
It's an internal thing.
Yeah. So they just thought they were spending a lot of money.
So
on-
he was the sole gatekeeper of it, so he could keep his.
So everything looks great.
So finally, someone's just like, wait a minute.
Why do you have a private jet?
So he's like the person in accounting who takes care of expense claims and just expenses private jets.
He probably,
he was expensing watches
and they're
cars
probably
for himself.
taking private jets willy nilly every which way. So he's an additional flight
But
in a busy flight record.
over 4 years, maybe he just.
22 million, man. $5 million.
That would explain why it wasn't a one and done. It's not like he took
But a good
cash and
4
like
years,
stuffed
so
it in
it
his
was
pocket.
4 years.
Yes. So question.
But now he's.
But on your third Christmas, aren't you like, sooner or later, I'm going to get in gigantic shit. I guess I might as well go buy another watch.
There's where my question lies. If you have 4 years where you know you're going to live like an absolute rock star, flying all over the place, $22 million worth of funds just to do whatever you want with, would you do it knowing that you may spend 4 years in jail?
1 year in jail for every year balling.
Do you think he'll get a bigger sentence than that for what he's done? No, I don't think so either.
It's Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
He might just get probation.
Yeah.
They might just be like, hey, like, no.
They may sentence him to live in Florida for the
You
rest
promise
of
not
his
to do that again?
life. Yeah, maybe.
You can't
Good enough
have
for
credit
us.
cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
if you're Tampa Bay and
I
you
would
need
love to
somebody to
know-
run your virtual credit card program, do not hire the Jaguars guy.
He's applying for like the Bucks position. He's like, hey, I'm experienced and I know how to stop crooks.
Yeah.
Because-
I'll never do this again, but
Yeah.
I'll prevent it happening
But
to
I
you.
think my point was, if you know you can have 4 years of the best 4 years you can come up with in your life, to have the worst 4 years.
I would rather do I'd rather do the time before the crime.
That's
You
what
go to jail
impossible.
for no reason. Get
I'm
out
like,
and
I am
commit a crime.
volunteering 4 years of jail service.
but
I'll do what I'm going to do on the other
Then,
end.
yeah, so this counts against something.
So you want like an amnesty program where you can prepay your crime time?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Then that would be amazing.
So you just go like, okay, listen, for the next week, I'm going to have the worst week ever.
I'm
But
gonna-
the week
yeah.
of my choosing, I am going to do whatever the hell I
I'm
want.
going to commit a crime. No one's going to get hurt.
Like if you break your leg and
You
you're
know,
like,
yeah,
You're
I'm gonna
4
be in
years
bed
in jail.
rest
You're
for 6
preparing
months.
for your crime and studying what you're
Yeah.
going to do.
You're injured. You are on bed rest for 6 months. You just go, I'm going to do this in prison real quick. And then
Yeah.
when I'm healthy, I can like do something crazy.
Yeah, just banking some jail time over time. But
I'm
it
allowed-
can,
I can't
but it's
hurt
only for
anybody.
white collar crime,
Yeah, yeah.
Can't be any actual victims.
which is also terrible. Yeah, exactly. The only people who can like that you can hurt are like
if
massive
you steal
corporations.
$22 million from a billionaire, is that really hurting him?
no.
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 No, it's still theft. It's
Also,
still,
oh yeah, 100%. Like
Yeah.
you should.
if you want to rob a billionaire, do it the old fashioned way, Chalmers. Marry one. Then you can take half a shit when he inevitably cheats on you.
or blackmail
If
them.
they paid you,
Send him an email saying you
extortion.
have his camera footage.
if they paid you $150,000 a year to go to jail,
I knew a guy,
would you go to
Chalmers.
jail for what?
No.
Think about a lot. Some people don't make it.
Well-
That's
well,
not
okay,
cheap.
okay.
Like,
Hold on, hold on, hold
It's
on.
free.
I met a guy one time.
But
who-
remember, you will save $150,000 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're in jail, you're not like, oh, sweet, no utilities. I knew a guy, met him, worked for the RCMP. His job had been to be on the inside of prison doing an RCMP investigation.
You had to make 150 grand a year. Then.
He had to be
Infiltrating?
in jail, man. He had to be, as a guy I knew's uncle, he had to be in jail doing
For
the
how
thing.
long?
Years.
So he was 8
He
years
was
in
an
jail.
active RCMP
Or would he like move?
officer.
Oh, you're getting
No.
transferred to
He was
jail,
in the jail
and then
for
take a little break.
Years. No. I talked about it. He was
Oh, I
in
get it.
jail.
So-
And when he got out, he like there's a special retirement program for the people who have to go and do this.
So that's almost like doing the time before, like, and then having just a really good time
Could you
after.
imagine if there was like, okay, say you're in jail, you're this RCMP guy, and you're like, okay, I get like every 2 months, I get to start a fight. So I get put in solitary. But really what solitary is for me is I get to leave and go see my family for 2 days, and then I have to come back. You know
So you
what I
come
mean?
back
wonder
like
if they did
super
that.
recharged and happy out of
Yeah.
solitary.
He comes back,
Woo,
he's got
all
a
right.
haircut.
Yeah.
He's like refreshed.
where you been? The hole.
Jackson Hole, that is.
Yeah,
You got 10?
you're wearing ski boots. Wow.
Accidentally talk about the fish. How
That's
big
a
the fish
new
he caught was.
Disneyland shirt. What? No.
No, you are.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Well,
During the game, I had a real father moment where I got to teach my hockey son, who I thought I understood hockey, my oldest son. We were watching the game, 5-0, and he looks at me and he goes, gosh, I really hope that Stuart Skinner can get the shutout.
Oh.
5, 4, 3, 2. goal on
Execution.
Stuart Skinner. And I was like, and he looks at me and he goes, Dad, and I'm like, buddy, what are you doing, man?
No.
I'm like, you know better than that.
I'm with him. If you're on the bench, sure.
He knew he was screwed up.
I know, but
He knew he
I say
screwed
shutout
up.
all the time.
You do?
Well, geez.
No wonder we never get shutouts.
You know there's like an active field goal curse that Joe Buck has.
Yeah.
You know about
It's
this?
so funny. And now he references the curse. It's great.
So Joe Buck does Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And he has this curse where if he mentions how well the streak is of the field goal kicker that's coming out to do the field goal kick, 100% of the time the guy misses it. It's crazy. Oh yeah, it's like every time. It's incredible. You should look it up.
That's funny.
It's really
Does
good.
he still do it, or does he
That's
stop?
what Tyler says. He knows it's become such a thing that
Yeah.
he references it now. He's like, I'm not going to do what you guys all think I'm going to do. And then even the last one, he was like, it was like a 32-yard chip shot. And he's like, I know it's out there, but this guy's 27 for 27 on field goals under 35 yards. There's no way he misses this. And then he missed it.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
it was
Joe
great.
Buck.
Joe Buck.
Jay, I know you got to bounce early from today's pod, so we should do our Otani update before you dip. Otani updates, by the way, are brought to you by Greta because Liam and I have made a deal that if he signs with the Jays, we will be at Greta for the season opener and we'll buy a round of shots.
there's a new Greta coming to Toronto too.
Or we might be. Well, it might be in the Greta Toronto.
Yeah, sure.
Remember, I'm willing.
Yeah.
So I was gonna send out a tweet this morning.
Oh boy.
I'm fucking really feeling good about this,
Me too.
and I don't want to get my hopes up, but like all this indication, like, and whatever, it's all pageantry. Everyone being rumor boys.
Is that guy going to the Yankees, taking teams off the board who could be signing?
Who just went to the Yankees?
Soto.
Oh, he did go.
Yeah, it's like
That trade happened?
yeah, happened last
I
night.
was listening last night.
Yeah.
Does that take teams off the board who can afford to pay Otani? or is that-
No, because it's for Otani, it's LA or
Has
Toronto.
the other Japanese pitcher gone?
No, Yamamoto hasn't
That
signed
shoe
yet.
hasn't dropped yet?
No, everyone's waiting for Otani.
Yeah, he's the
The
dominant.
Yankees weren't in on Otani. Otani had no interest in going there.
So I guess, yes, yesterday it was like Soto's going to happen today.
Yeah.
What are we thinking about Otani?
End of the weekend.
What was Brian Roberts doing?
Oh, Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts. Brian Roberts. Dave Roberts.
Apparently that didn't have any effect on it.
Who's
but-
Dave Roberts?
He is the bench coach. He's the
shut up.
he's the manager of the Dodgers. And
Oh yeah.
like I feel
What did he do?
What?
Came out and was like, yes, we met with
Yes, we
Otani.
met
It
with
went great. We're very pleased with
You're
it.
out. He said you're not allowed to talk about it.
And that,
Exactly,
and that's
yeah.
the whole thing. Is he said
But it's also out that he's met with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
So
They're
like,
out too.
it's going to
But
go.
the Jays
but the
didn't say it
GM
themselves.
it got like nobody from the Blue Jays said it. And then when they went to the general manager of the Dodgers, he was like, he said the same answer like 7 times for the question. Like, that's all
Like,
we're gonna
what
talk
did
about.
McNamara say? Who's Canadian? He's very anti this because like don't think that like you should get this. That you got to get Otani when like the States is bigger and all this is bigger and whatever.
There was the one guy from LA who was like, his whole argument, he was like, the taxes are terrible in Toronto. And then quickly people pointed out.
California's the worst place on earth.
Yeah, and people quickly pointed out there's like tax rules apparently in Canada. Like since he's from Japan, the taxes are like actually decent for him in Toronto because he's like a foreign athlete. And then the guy goes, and you're gonna want to sit through 2 anthems at every game.
You damn right.
It was like, really?
Wow.
You don't got time for that. He's making 500 schmil. He could chill.
Well, fuck, in his contract, we will sing the Japanese national
Damn
anthem
right.
to every game,
It's
and
right.
not even do the Canadian one.
That's why we won the war.
Well, this is how bad Canada wants Otani.
It sounds like it's Jeff Passan was on the Pat McAfee show today and was basically like his mind's not made up. And a week ago, I was talking about how guys like Rosenthal and all of this had been like his mind's been made up the whole time. He knows where he's going.
What's he
This
doing?
is
Like
just
sitting in a
process.
gold house? Like, no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I think he wants
don't
to
know.
like a guy like him. I know that most people want to win, but and he's gonna get a ton of money.
Yep.
But like Toronto's close. But the Dodgers, they can spend the money and they're even closer.
But does he just want to win or does he want to win and leave a legacy? Because if he goes to the Dodgers and they win, it's like, okay, you went and you did the super team thing, right? Like Kevin Durant. No one ever goes, yeah, Kevin Durant, NBA champion. They're
No.
like,
No
Top
ring.
10 scoring NBA players of all time.
Yeah.
Charles.
but they're always like, oh yeah, super team boy, like couldn't win it on your own. And now
Tony's going to put a country on his back.
Yeah, like if he goes
two countries.
If he goes to LA, it's like, okay, great. Yeah, look, they had this great rotation and Freeman and Betts and you. It's awesome. If he comes to Toronto, it is very much like he is the face of the franchise.
Your Check, I haven't watched 1 second of this idiot play baseball, but I have seen the movie Mr. Baseball.
He's not an idiot.
Hold on.
Okay.
Mr. Baseball. And with Tom Selleck and the rest of the team, what I learned is the Japanese are an honorable people who take their craft very seriously. So I don't need to see Ohtani or know his salaries or that he's the best pitcher, batter since Babe Ruth. Tom Selleck taught me all I need to know. Sign the man.
Sometimes it's very hard for me out in public to not jump into sports debates. I have to like really bite my tongue and be like, this doesn't involve you, Tyler. Like, let this one go. I was at the curling rink on Tuesday night. And after you curl, you go sit with the group you curled against, right? Yes. It's tradition. So we're sitting there and it's curled against a team of 60 to 75-year-old men. They kicked our ass. 8-1 after 4 ends. We had to shake.
You did the shake after 4?
After 4. Because we came back and we were like, we don't want to throw the rocks and have to bring them down after you guys kick our ass again. Like, we're good at 4. Like, let's go up and drink. And they were sitting there and they were like, well, like he can only sign in the AL because of the DH rule. And they were like going off about the designated hitter rule. They're like, he wouldn't be able to pitch and hit in the National League, or he wouldn't be able to pitch and hit in the American League because of the DH rule.
Is that true?
No, that hasn't been a thing for like 5 years.
Oh.
And I'm like,
He played
losing
for
my
an
mind.
American League team.
And then the one guy was going on about, the cap. He's like, they can't give him that much money and build a team around him. There's no cap. And I was just sitting at the other end of the table, like, biting my tongue. I'm like, I want to get in on this so bad.
Men, get out of the curling rink and read a book.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Read Blue Jays Nation, guys. But that was it. Ohtani, I think it's happening. I'm up to like,
I almost tweeted at you this morning because
Let's
I
make
watched.
a bet.
Sure.
Let's make a little wager.
What's the bet?
I don't know.
Will you also come buy a round of shots at Greta if he signs?
With Toronto?
Yeah.
Buy a round of shots?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's our celebration. We're going to celebrate.
Sure. But I don't think he's coming to Toronto.
Where do you think he's going?
I think he's going to the San Francisco Giants.
No chance. He's not going to a pitcher's ballpark.
They are in the mix. He's not going to what?
A pitcher's ballpark. That's a pitcher's park. He wants to go to a
I've heard
park.
anywhere between 480 and 600 million, which is
but that's
all speculation.
But every team's going to pay the same. It's just whatever his number is, like the teams that are interested are going to pay that number. Not one's going to pay more than the other.
No,
it's Ohtani. It's just, where does he want to go?
Toronto.
There was a person that I respect very much who says that the Giants are the team.
Interesting.
And this person's very rarely right or wrong. I mean, so I'm going to say that.
Very
my
rarely
prediction.
right.
He's very rarely.
So I'm
right.
going with him.
No,
this is his
right.
time.
So Jeff Passan is like the MLB insider.
He had Jeff Passan on his show yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Who did?
Oh, Dan Labatard or something?
No, not Labatard.
Who?
Dan Patrick.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what did Passan say?
Passan said that it's going to be closer to 600.
Sure.
He said that the Dodgers didn't really screw themselves by saying that. Yeah. He said, if you told me 4 months ago that the Blue Jays were in the mix, that he would have been shocked, and that he knows the Giants are in the mix, but he doesn't think they have a chance. To which Dan Patrick said, I think it's the Giants. I think it's always been the Giants.
Oh, I thought you had like a friend who thought.
Wow,
that's just him trying to
Dan Patrick.
Be different.
Dan Patrick doesn't do that. He has single-handedly called how the college playoff would go year to year, and he's like on track to being right.
What the hell does that have to do with Ohtani?
No, just that he's been in the business for like
credibility.
35 years. He's got a lot of credibility.
Who was that ball player who beat him up that one time? Oh, it was Jim Rome. Never mind.
That was Jim Rome.
That was a
Chris
football
Everett.
player. Yeah.
Chris
No, that was
Everett,
a
the tennis player.
Yeah.
That's why he beat
Jim
him up.
Everett.
It was Jim Everett. He kept calling him Chris.
You're gonna get beat up just like Jim Rome did.
Keep calling me Chris.
Speaking of $500 million athletes, could somebody explain to me how the guy who won the Masters gets to go to LIV, even though LIV joined with the PGA?
I think he's just getting his money, knowing.
How does that work?
I don't
thought
fucking
they're
know.
merged,
Well, it's not official yet.
The merger deadline is in like 3 weeks, I think.
and the deal hasn't closed. So is this just to scare them that they're going to keep stealing players if they don't? Do the
Yeah,
merger?
maybe it's a tactic.
Why would he still agree to do that?
Why would he
knowing?
agree to being a pawn then? Unless they're giving him a shit.
500 million reasons.
He made $71 million in his career so far, and you got a $500 million.
Well, it's 500.
Yes.
It's a lot of money, and the vitriol that golf fans feel towards the players that leave has gone down a lot.
But I thought they're merging.
Right. But it's still, when you hear, you still have the PTSD from when you heard all these guys leaving, you would immediately hate them.
Bye, Jay.
And whoa. Oh, fuck. Jesus.
Can you get a table with 4 legs on it, please?
Good save, Charles.
Yeah. Our table almost just went because Jay's got a hard out.
Hard to what?
But when I heard
the door when you leave.
when I heard John Rahm was leaving, I still was pissed. I didn't like him. I didn't like it. He still was off the rails.
I think, yeah, it's gone off the rails. I think that they're doing that to send a message that, like, if this deal doesn't close, we're going to continue to steal your best and brightest.
I think that's actually a really.
Did they fire the commissioner of the PGA like 2 weeks ago too?
I never heard that.
A person told me this, and I was like, "Oh, how interesting!" But I didn't like Google it while I was talking to them because that's bad form. But I heard Monahan got fired.
PGA commissioner. No, it's still Jay Monahan.
I've told like 20 people he got fired.
You told me that the other day, and I was like, "Oh damn!"
The guy
I believe
told
it.
me knew it was Dan Patrick, but it wasn't.
You don't listen to Dan Patrick.
No, I don't even listen to this show.
All right, before we keep going along, we need to step aside for a quick break. Back on the Real Life Podcast, this episode is delivered to you by DoorDash. For a limited time, our Canadian listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code NATION25. That's 25% off, up to a $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code NATION25. Groceries, more, everything you need. It's all delivered right to your door with DoorDash. Make DoorDash your holiday hack this holiday season. You got to keep it 100?
Do you know DoorDash can bring you darts?
No.
They bring you alcohol and cigarettes?
I think booze.
I thought that's why that 7-Eleven's on the mall, because you can get darts.
Oh, maybe.
Again, not the guy who told me Monahan was fired, but somebody. I was like, why would you order a Slurpee or some shit off DoorDash? Like, they can bring darts. That's why.
I did see 7-Elevens now. There's not very many of them. There's like 6 left in the city, I feel like.
That's not a good sign for the economy.
There's
But continue.
not a lot.
There's not a lot.
All the Starbucks and Seb's shut.
But you can get beer at them now?
What?
So there's the one.
It's non-alcoholic beer.
No, straight up beers, bro. I was driving by the one on my way to Rogers. I think it's the one on 127th and the one by Kingsway somewhat. I don't know my roads that well. They're advertising a 6-pack of Molson Canadian, wedges, and chicken wings for $20.
It's a good deal.
But like, since when have gas stations?
It's
But I guess it's a corner store now. It's not. There's no more ones where you can fill up with gas. I don't think.
I have no idea.
Little Brick could be a liquor store if we wanted to, because we're able to serve alcohol. We could have liquor on the shelf.
Like offsite
That
sales.
blows my mind.
You guys should come up with your own booze.
You know where Eleanor Laurent is? Do you know what that place is?
No.
It's a cafe over by the university. They're really, really good, really, really smart. And I always go there to like steal ideas, you know what I mean? Not stuff, but like thoughts. And I went in and I'm like, how are you able to sell all this fancy wine and booze? They're like, if you have a liquor license, you can be a liquor store. And I said to the guy, this is why I come in here to copy you, because you're like 10 years ahead of us at all times. That's cool though. So maybe it's got to do with some relaxation of the liquor laws.
Yeah, maybe. I want to look up beer. You can get beer on
and smokes.
No, I can't. I don't see smokes on here, dude.
Really?
Sig, at least from the 7-Eleven on DoorDash.
So last week, when I was here on Thursday, I did my Keeping It 100 and I teased the one I had for this week, Locked and Loaded. I referenced refrigeration units in supermarkets that are frozen with no lids, that are bad for the environment.
You were very angry, as I recall.
I wasn't angry about it. I was just
100.
calling out the fact that that's, we claim we would like to be more energy efficient. We would like to help the world, help the planet, and having no lids on your refrigeration units in a freezer, in a convenience.
Isn't there just an air carpet that keeps all the cold in? And that's the thing.
I don't know, because it's cold all around them.
Is it?
Yeah. And like the beverage ones that keep beverages cool, but they have no glass on them or no like doors. Like, do you know how cold you'd have to keep that refrigeration unit? Anyways, so I did a little research on this topic that I had because I was seeing some commercials. I saw a couple news stories and I was thinking to myself, this is just such an outdated practice that I don't understand how it's even still alive and well. Then I did my research and I was on the fence about it. once I learned more about it.
Why? What did you learn?
Christmas trees. Real versus fake.
Oh boy, they fly them in from like Ecuador. I know that, the trees that we deal with. They aren't local trees.
I saw a news story where had a shortage on Christmas trees. And I thought to myself, well, that's odd. A shortage on Christmas trees the year after the worst forest fire season we've ever had. Is there a correlation? I don't know. I'm going to look into it.
The place I got my tree, they said they flew them in from Nova Scotia.
So
is that because all our shit?
You got a real Christmas tree?
No. Yes. Like the tree I picked out wasn't for me, but yes.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find great stats for Canada.
You're really going deep on this.
Did you know that there is 25 to 30 million real Christmas trees sold in the US every year?
25 to 30 million?
Yeah. There are 350 million real Christmas trees currently growing in Christmas tree farms in the US alone.
That's a good business. All you do, buy land, plant trees every year for 10 years in different heights, and then constantly harvest them because they're always a new crop.
There's always a new crop. It takes 15 years to grow an average Christmas tree to 6 to 7 feet, but some species of Christmas tree can grow to 6 to 7 feet in 7 years.
Enjoy your 2008 Christmas tree this year.
7 years. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, real Christmas trees. Why doesn't anybody say good or bad what they are, what they do to the world? You know, like, are they sustainable? There's a lot of Christmas tree farms out there. And so for every one Christmas tree that they sell, they plant 3 new ones. So that's sustainable. It is.
But eventually you would okay, keep
You'll
going.
be covered in trees in 200 years.
Yeah.
But there's still people that go out and cut their own tree. Now, the pros and cons of a real tree. Okay. You get the smell of the pine needles. You get the nostalgia of Christmas. Maybe you get the experience of going and cutting it yourself. You know, it's a feeling.
Mm-hmm. It's an event. It's a tradition.
The cons of a real Christmas tree. Bringing it into the house is like moving a sofa. It's all in one piece. It's very messy. Lots of pine needles, sap, sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Your average Christmas tree will drink up to 1 gallon of water per day.
How did you know this?
I did my research. Meaning that if you don't keep up with the upkeep of a Christmas tree, Christmas Day, you will be sitting in front of a brown piece of kindling, which is very flammable. Okay. Which causes a risk to your house.
How many house fires do you think are started a year from Christmas trees?
That's a great question.
Thousands.
I didn't get that deep into my research.
Tons, though.
Yeah, you know what? So there are 4,000 local Christmas tree recycling programs throughout Canada. If your city has a Christmas tree recycling program, a real Christmas tree is not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If your city dumps Christmas trees in the landfill, they will be producing methane gas for years and years and years.
Now, I live next to the river. So what I do is I have a Valentine's Day ceremony where I release my Christmas tree into the river by throwing it off a pedestrian bridge. Is that a problem?
That's your
my
idea.
tradition.
No, that's back into nature. It can't produce methane gas
From
in the water.
From the ground to the river.
Yeah.
And then
then a beaver takes it and
makes it into a majestic dam.
Yeah. From 2016 to 2020, U.S. fire departments responded to an average estimate of 160 home fires per year from Christmas trees. An average of 2 people die per year from these fires. So over a 4-year span, 8 people died because of Christmas trees, real Christmas trees.
The average Christmas tree
weighs 1,200 pounds.
No, it does not. The average real Christmas tree costs
$80.
No, $100.
To get a real one just for a month?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people? I paid
kindling after.
I paid $80 for my fake Christmas
You'll
tree.
have it for
Christmas
300
tree
years.
with fake LED lights,
Yep.
7 feet tall, can run you between $350 to $600. A balsam fir looking one could be $1,000. Meaning, in 5, 6, or 10 years, you'll have paid that tree off. A fake Christmas tree
Paid the tree off. That would
saves
require
you
revenue.
time. Saves-
Also, you got to remember, you got to buy LEDs then if you're getting a real one.
You do. A fake Christmas tree comes with LEDs and most likely comes apart, making it convenient and less time consuming to put up.
Stand, you got to pay for a stand too.
Got to pay for a stand too. Okay.
Last year I bought a stand, but I didn't buy a tree.
You're like, I'm chipping away at it.
Well, I was like, I'm getting one, and I got a stand, and then I didn't get a tree. I got to get better for Wanye Jr. I got to be better.
Yeah.
I got to provide him beyond presents, which I've like, I did my part about the wickedest shit ever. I got to get him a better festive environment.
So to my conclusion to this, real Christmas trees, if you decide you want a real Christmas tree or a fake Christmas tree, your impact on the environment is less than if you decide to carpool to work one day a year. It is a less impact on the environment.
Okay.
A fake Christmas tree is made of PVC, most likely toxic metals and some sort of plastics that will take years and years and years to break down. But they last longer.
Mm-hmm.
Gather around the cadmium tree. That's what they talk.
So in doing all of that, I was trying to figure out if my keeping it 100 was going to be, I think a real tree is the way to go, or I think a fake tree is the way to go. And in my opinion, in keeping 100, a fake tree will always be the way to go due to the fact that as a person, you save time, you save money, you save hassle having it. Now, if I wanted to look at this from an industry standpoint, it's a real sustainable practice to having real Christmas trees. And there is an industry out there that keeps farmers in business, and that can't be denied. So, overall, what's your favorite Christmas tree? What's the way you always go? You Remchuck?
Always been fake. Parents never had a real one growing up. I've bought a fake one when I moved out on my own, and I've had that same fake one now for 4 Christmases, and I'm sure I will have it for at least 4 more because I have no interest in getting a big bougie one. Fake all the way.
Wanya?
I was going to my parents' house for Christmas, right? So
What do
like
they have?
real,
Really?
Yeah, boy.
And have they always had real?
always. They're old school.
The only way that I will become a real Christmas tree guy is if I start a tradition right now where me and the kids, we go out, we get a permit or a tag to cut down our own, and we make it an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I don't believe that everything that comes with a real tree, the upkeep, the mess, the flammability, the risk of all that,
The disposal at the end.
disposal at the end, I don't think it's worth it unless it comes with the feeling of an authentic, traditional Christmas.
Fair. But then there'll also come a point where the tradition has to die. And that's
Right.
kind of messed up too.
One time, Chalmers, when I was like 7 or 8, we were having Christmas, and for no reason whatsoever, the Christmas tree fell on me on Christmas morning. It just toppled on over and just landed on me while I was opening up my Pokemon.
You know what?
Fake tree would never.
Fake tree would never.
Wow, it was a very traumatic experience. I remember just looking up, and there it was.
You imagine how bad, like my Christmas tree is right next to our wood burning fireplace, and we fancy
Well, that's
ourselves
not
a
smart.
big wood, our fake Christmas tree, I mean.
That shit
Right
can
next-
still burn.
Fake one? No, it's like far enough.
Is the fireplace real?
Oh, ye come on.
The fake tree could burn in that
You
bit.
don't know that. No, I can't. It's too far
The
away.
cadmium.
The cadmium. Anyways, fake Christmas tree, real Christmas tree. The debate continues. But you never hear anybody really argue that it's an environmental like issue.
It smells good. A real tree. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
And the reason they don't argue that is because it's not an environmental issue.
Yeah. Trees are a renewable resource.
They really are.
Mhm.
So I mean, I just thought about all the people that were buying and then throwing away a tree. And I was like, this can't be good.
Speaking of Christmas, let me ask you a fatherhood question. I don't think he listens to this podcast. At his 3-year-old, should I get him a bike?
Ooh.
Yep.
Training wheels?
100%.
Or what about one of those ones? Has he been on one of those ones with no pedals where they just like,
He's got that.
okay.
And he's got like a plastic car with a handle we push him around in. Loves that.
Okay, so question. When he gets on the bike with no pedals
Yeah.
and he pushes himself
Yeah.
and then he starts to glide.
He's
how
away
far-
to the races.
How far can he glide without needing to get a foot back down?
2 strides.
He's ready for
he can
training.
pick his
He's ready
feet
for
up
training
and-
wheels.
yeah.
So training wheels now, I don't know if they were like this back in the day, but they rocker. One's higher and one's lower than the other.
Oh, so you're never
that-
riding
so
on
that
4
you're
wheels?
never
Yeah, yeah,
riding
yeah.
on 4, so that you're always having to keep your balance. because you always get that sensation of falling over. I know that my kids were on those Strider bikes for a long time because they were just fun for them.
Yeah.
Then they got on the training wheel bikes and they wanted it for like a week.
Oh, really?
It was just not their
They
thing.
took the training wheels off?
They wanted them off.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's just get to it. And so they got to it. So make sure that it's a bike that's like big enough that if he doesn't like the training wheels after like 5 minutes, you can take him off and now he's got a real bike.
I just want to always make sure I get him the present that he's such a good kid. I just want to make sure he always gets the excitement present. You know what I
New
mean?
Oilers jersey.
So Sunday's his first game
Oh, hell yeah.
and Kennedy's coming with. We're going to make a video.
Oh,
Remember when I did the birth announcement video?
Yep.
This is the sequel.
Nice.
We're going to his first game. It's going to be great.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah. So 3 years old is okay to get a bike with training wheels.
Perfect.
Okay.
And skates.
He has skates. Uncle Sotheby.
Do you see those new Bauer skates?
No.
Bauer is coming out with skates that are adjustable and expand up to 3 sizes.
I did see those. They got a little click on the bottom.
Yeah, they got clicks on them. So you
I
like
did see
OG roller skates?
Yeah,
Charles? You put your-
I
100%.
thought that was to take off the whole tuck system. I just saw a video and they were, because I knew you could take out the blade by pushing up that,
Yeah.
and you could exchange
yeah, you can
the
do
blade.
that on like
I thought this was like taking off the whole tuck system and then putting like a new set on.
no, like there was a little clicker by the toe and you can just elongate the skate. So as their foot grows, you just click and
See,
it
there's
expands
companies
it.
like Apple who will put out an update to make you have to get a new phone, and then there's companies like Bauer that will ensure you buy one pair of skates and they will be good for a while.
Totally. All right, before we wrap things up, got to give some love to Alberta Blue Cross. Only one thing better than sharing memories, and that is making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross's travel insurance protects your memories and more wherever your travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. If you want to come to Phoenix with us, spots are slowly running out. We're going on February 18th, Family Day long weekend. Your flights, your hotel, your tickets to the game, transportation to and from the airport, all included for $19.99. Tickets to that Mullet Arena, by the way, are not cheap if you go look online,
What time
especially
is
for
the
that
game
Oilers
at?
game. It's an afternoon game, which is awesome.
We are going to get to go to the bar afterwards.
I know.
Where is Mullet Arena? In Tempe, right?
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale? Oh my God.
Going to the
we're
bar
gonna go
with
to that
Chalmers.
district?
Chalmers, it's on ASU
Something
campus.
Blonde?
Yeah.
Oh,
Old Scottsdale?
boy. There is a whole set of bars there.
Going drinking with Chalmers is going to be better than going to the hockey
It is
game.
going to be
Yeah.
so
You
much
want to
fun.
go on this trip because you want to go to Scottsdale with Chalmers and watch him turn up.
Also, if you are, let's say you're already in Arizona or Phoenix, or you're coming from somewhere that's not Edmonton and you don't need the flights, we are now offering a flightless package where you get the tickets and the hotel and all of that. And then you still get to hang out with us, stay with us, sit with us at the game at the Den in the Mullet Arena, or in the Den at the Mullet Arena. So we have that option as well. Also, another trip we're doing is in January. We're going out to the JPL again for the Pond Hockey Tournament.
Can't wait.
You don't suppose
Did
that
I didn't get invited. I just assumed I was coming.
I would assume you are.
I would have been.
We have to
be
field the
it'd be
team.
my third year in a row.
Yeah, it is. Chalmers can attest to it. I got Frank to do it on the live show the other day. It is a freaking blast.
It's an unbelievable weekend. It's one of my most favorite weekends of the summer,
Yeah.
or of the winter. I mean, like just being in the mountains and playing pond. It's one of those where you drink like you're on a golf trip or a football trip, but because you're doing those activities, you never feel super run down,
Yeah.
and you always can keep it together, and the nights last longer. It's a good time.
So if you want to learn a little bit more, or if you want to enter to come to the tournament, chehockey.com. They team up with Tourism Jasper to put this thing on. Just go to their website and click around until you see, January 19th until the 21st in Jasper. This bad boy is going to be a lot of fun. Man, your registration gets you a lot too. 4 games guaranteed on the lake with that backdrop. It's unbelievable. And again, we're going to be there. Frank's coming. Got a couple other guests from the company coming. I think we're putting in like Flames Nation, Oilers Nation, and potentially DFO as teams. Might be adding a third team. Also, that Saturday, the Oilers play the Flames. So we're doing a big watch party. Oilers Flames BOA watch party with everyone. And I think we'll do a hot stove.
Awesome.
It's a sick weekend. There you go. Shout out to Alberta Blue Cross and Tourism Jasper.
We've got to really think about the way we play hockey.
This
We
is the
didn't
year.
really have a plan.
No.
Now I think we know what type of players we all are,
Yeah.
and how we can benefit.
I hate passing.
I love passing.
There you go.
I love giving some nice sauce.
Yeah.
Jay loves to stay at home, but then rush. So, guys got to notice when he does it, so he can always make sure we keep a guy back.
Oh, that reminds me, tomorrow on my live show, I want to replay the video of me getting hit in the face when I was mic'd up.
yeah.
I got hit in the mouth.
Yeah.
That was great. What a memory.
What a time.
What a time.
Alberta Blue Cross.
Alberta Blue Cross. Hey, yeah, they would have me covered in that sense. If I
Friday night, Wild. Sunday, Devils.
Hard to not be confident in them.
Hard to not
either
be
of these
confident.
games.
Going to be two great games.
Need a win on Sunday for Wanye Jr.
Sunday,
see a
2
win.
o'clock. What a day.
Football, hockey, in bed at a reasonable time.
We'll know where Shohei is, hopefully.
Oh my God, that could be Shohei night.
It could be Shohei night.
I'm dreaming of a Shohei Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Bye.